Welcome back. Welcome back. You all look
Thank-
like you went and got some sun and some fun. Before we jump in, Lisa, I wanted to know if you had any more feedback or comments around what you shared from your scenario, and is it clear how you were engaged in trauma-informed communication and ways potentially you could strengthen it?
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to know how I should add that. I'm not really positive on how to add that um to it to make it stronger.
Add it to what's the it?
Oh, the you were talking about the not the verbatim, but the
So we
out
can
outcome
outcome.
indicator
Yes.
and how to make it stronger for the trauma informed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't really I mean, I do understand, but where do I put it? Do I put what I talked about, like my connection with my mom and how that made, that experienced informed the care or
Are you comfortable with sharing it on the screen?
um yeah, are you talking yeah, hold on, let me find it.
I
Let's
think
see.
you're absolutely right, though. I don't have it in front of me, but I think you're right.
Okay. Um, mm, let me scroll. Can y'all see it?
Not yet.
Oh,
We can now.
okay. I'm trying to scroll to it right now, make it bigger if I need to.
Okay.
Um, mm, yeah.
I think it's 13. I'm not sure.
Did I pass it?
No, I think it's 13. I'm not sure, though. I'm trying to
Mm.
guess. Let's see. Intervention.
Here
Oh,
you
there
go.
it is. Yeah, it was IB 13. Okay.
So you remembered I did. Do I need to make it bigger?
No. Okay. So is there any way
Is that a
you would, no, you're good. Is there any reframing that you would do of the, um, I'm aware that when a care receiver goes through trauma, it can be hard on their mind, body, and soul. Sometimes it is hard to move forward and past all of the pain. They may need additional help. Would you reframe that in any way, or are you good with it?
um I guess maybe I could use the language about freezing, maybe that when a care recipient goes through trauma, they can freeze and not know how to move forward or something, maybe.
Perfect. Okay. And then would you read the last column?
I had a person who had such trauma as an adult. She found out that she was adopted as a baby when she was 55 years old. It traumatized her so badly that I didn't know if she would recover. We talked daily. I listened to her story repeatedly until she could get a hold of her emotions and allow me to recommend a therapist whom she had to see at least twice a week. It was hard on her. She was estranged from her family after finding this out, and she has made it to where she can accept it.
Okay. So some of the things you shared today was um, your evidence of offering communication, and I'm just reading this, styles and
Mm-hmm.
skills, including trauma-informed approaches, was you listened to her
Mm-hmm.
without judgment. You gave her space to repeatedly tell her story.
Mm-hmm.
You acknowledged her emotions. You said you didn't minimize them and dismiss them, but you are aware that other people have.
Okay.
You clarified your role. I'm here to listen. You didn't, you can't fix it. You're not there to fix it. And you
Mm-hmm.
recommended that she see a therapist, which is referring them to professional psychological care or emotional, yeah, psychological care. So all of those are examples of trauma-informed approaches. And the other one, remember when we looked and I had six, you created a safe space.
Okay. Yeah.
She kept talking to you, so I know it was a safe space. I can't think of any more. Can you?
Um, it's showing empathy
Yes,
or
it's a good one.
when I asked her the question about did she have anything good out of it,
Yes,
is that a developmental question or is that a clarifying?
it was a developmental one. You were getting her to think, not just process her emotions.
Okay. Okay.
And
Thank
then
you.
that's also an example of collaboration. Remember, an empowerment, voice, and choice, in the sense that you're collaborating with her, is to reflect on what might have been positive for her. And because you make her start reflecting that way, she shifts from just sharing her emotions to thinking.
Okay.
That's the intent behind that question. Uh, what do you think about this? Not just how do you feel about it, but not just what have you experienced, but
Mhm.
what do you think about it? Yeah, that's really good.
Mhm.
Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. And that's a perfect segue. We'll stay here before we go into the sharing.
Uh-oh.
Um, any questions about the um I can't think of what it's called. Final evaluation. Goodness, it's Friday. Any questions about the final evaluation, how that's going to proceed, graduation, any of that stuff?
Oh,
You still sharing
I
your
don't know. My screen is doing that. I don't. I don't think I'm sharing it, but I don't know how to get that off of there.
You put a stop to the chair. I
I don't know how to. Oh, right here. Stop share. Oh,
uh,
sorry.
are you good? So I have a question to the final paper.
Okay.
So for um each indicator is about to myself or the different experience in the hospital. You understand me?
Let me see if I did. You said for each indicator, is it about you or your experience in the hospital?
Yes.
Did I hear you right? Okay.
Yeah, in
Um,
the final paper
in the final evaluation.
and final evaluation, yes.
Okay. Uh, can you say a little more? I'm not quite clear what you're asking me.
Yeah. For example, let me show it to the
Okay.
okay.
Are you gonna share your screen?
Oh,
Or I can if you
yeah,
want to look at the evaluation?
yeah, let me check. Okay, got it. The okay, the my evaluation level 1A outcome and indicator.
Yes.
So I respond for each uh outcome indicator. We have 25, right?
Right.
So for the final, I put myself or put different experience with other person.
You answer for yourself. Are you engaging this indicator? Do you need some improvement on it? Because you haven't, engaging means, uh, are you doing this indicator? Or do you need some improvement? Or do you meet the expectations? Or are you exceeding expectations? So for indicator 1A1, it's your ability to identify, to name formative and transformative experiences in your life, in your
Oh,
narrative history, and their significance to your spiritual journey. Have
okay,
you been able to do that in this unit? And so you would say, I'm doing it, or I need improvement, or I meet expectations, or I exceed expectations.
okay.
And then you cut and paste an example here,
Mhm,
because in your outcome and indicator tracking document,
mhm.
you've already listed how you've been working on this particular indicator.
Okay,
Interrupt me, Lisa, if I can, if some, if you know a way to make it clearer. So it's about you articulate awareness upon reflection of when you're serving as a chaplain, a care encounter in your context in the hospital, intersects with elements of your history. And we've talked about that, the ways in which um, when you encounter people who are concerned about their citizenship, maybe they don't have everything in order, and you really identify with them, or some of the Catholic patients, etc. So you just give an example.
okay.
But go ahead, please, Lisa.
I just wanted to know if I share my outcome paper so he'll know where to maybe copy and paste from.
Great idea.
Um, let's see.
So I respond about the
You
myself.
respond about you in the hospital as a chaplain.
Okay, gotcha.
So your answers are coming from your paper, this paper, Marcelo.
Huh?
You go to, well, mine is your answers will come from this paper. You just copy it. Like, what is yours? Yours is A something, whatever, right?
Right. This is still 5.61.
Okay,
That's the same
Right,
section. Mhm.
right. So you just copy this, your evidence. That's what I did. I don't write the evidence, right?
That's correct.
Copy
okay,
the evidence and then put it where it says student comments or whatever, and right underneath that, where you evaluate yourself, like, if you exceed or meet, you just copy and paste it right there. Copy this and just paste it on there. Because you should have all of them. You wouldn't have to think of anything because on your outcome indicators, you should have it already tracked.
So it says this is the student comment part that Lisa's referring to. This is where you're going to put it
okay.
for
Do
that
you
indicator.
does that make sense, or Marcelo?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very helpful. Let's look at another one of yours, Lisa,
Okay, you want me to bring it back up?
please.
Okay, hold on, I gotta get it again. Okay, sorry about that. You want me to scroll to a different one?
Yes, please.
How far down you want me to go?
The next one is good. Just
Right
that one
here?
nice and big. Yes.
Make it bigger?
Yes, please.
Too big? Um,
Nope. It's good for me. Can you
is
see
that
it
okay? Is that
also?
okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's perfect for me.
Okay. So this one is professional development. That's the category. The indicator is demonstrate the ability to offer appropriate and timely feedback to peers and others. So this one isn't on yours, but this is still a good one. Actually, I think it is. No. Yes, it is. Then you're not going to do the middle column, which is why Lisa said go to the evidence of progress column. Okay, it's that last column. And in here, there will be an example of you doing this. Whether in this case, it would be you doing it in our group. In all the other cases, it's going to be you doing it with a patient at the hospital.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
And as you noted, there are 25 of them. And you want to have something in every single indicator. You can't skip any. Even if you discover, I've not done anything for this particular indicator. Let me see. Okay, this is one. Maybe you have never done Level 1A15, demonstrate an understanding of the difference between spiritual assessments and spiritual history screens. Then in this one, you would check not yet engaging. And your comment would be something like, I anticipate working on this in my next unit.
Mhm.
That's not the case for this one, but but okay. So you have to fill in something for each one, even if it's, I haven't done this yet. I need improvement on this. I meet expectations in this. I have demonstrated an understanding of the role of documentation in the provision of spiritual care.
So I select one or two or three or
3 or
four.
4. And you
So
just put a check in the box or
okay,
X.
click on the box. Yeah, I explain for example, I select two, three. Yeah, I put my comment.
That's right.
Yeah, I see.
And you can edit right into the box, the documents that get editable. So you could just put a X, sorry about that. You could just put an X right in the box. I'm doing it right now. And then you make your comment and you go to the next one. How am I doing this? And then you make your comment and you go to the next one. Okay,
Okay, gotcha.
good. Any other questions?
No, for me, what is the last? No, in my notes is in May
It's
7th.
May 2nd. It's going to be next Friday.
Okay, for
And
7,
don't
10 to-
May 2nd. We're only going to need to do them in our group one day because we don't have Dan. So we only have 3 students. So we won't need the second day, May 9th. We're going to do something else. So you're going to submit it May 2nd. Now, if for some reason you don't have it finished by May 2nd, before then, let me know. and we'll make some adjustments. And, if you need some additional time, we'll work that out. Okay?
Okay.
Don't
So,
forget to do the symbol too. Go ahead.
okay. So in May 2 is the last day for send to the final um for the final, right? And second May 2.
Technically, yes.
Yes, yes, I know. I know. You say, but you say not for you know ready, say me not for, but the next uh for the program for graduation day is
Yes.
is online or presential?
It's online. It's Wednesday, May 14th.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And so if you're not finished by next Friday, May 2nd,
mhm.
just communicate with me. Send me a text.
Okay.
And then we'll change our schedule for May 9th so you can have it done by May 9th if you need the additional time.
Okay.
Okay? And graduation's May 14th. And so the following Fridays, the 16th and May 16th and May 23rd, we're not meeting
Okay.
here on Fridays. But your clinical hours continue if you haven't reached 300, but you're going to have reached your 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with you, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Your clinical hours, you're right on track. Okay. If you need another individual supervision session where it's just me and you, Marcelo, and we're going over your final evaluation, let me know so we can schedule that and we
Okay.
can go over it and you pull it up on the screen and we answer any questions that you have. This final evaluation will go into all the documents go into your folder, but it's kept by the center.
Okay.
So it's important that you respond to every indicator. And it's important that you have that symbol.
Mhm.
At graduation on May 14th, it'll be Joseph or it'll be Juan, but it may also be the chair of the board. Somebody is going to call on you. They're going to say, Marcelo, share your symbol for the way you do spiritual care. Can you share what yours was, um, Lisa?
Um, for let me think if I know where
No,
it is.
yeah, well, it's the symbol that best represents your journey for this unit. The
Oh,
symbol that best represents your journey for this unit. And they're going to tell you to use the screen share and show the symbol. And it will be the same symbol that you will have presented on May 2nd in our group, and we would have given you some feedback, just like we will going to give you feedback on your final evaluation. So you want some sort of image or symbol.
yeah, but what is the main symbol or imagine?
Good. Lisa, were you going to share yours?
I was trying to find it. Not sure if I can or not, but
This symbol is for example, um this symbol might represent to the this unit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
um, I can tell him about it. And
Okay.
I can go grab it. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I'm going to show you an example of a symbol. And then Lisa's going to show you hers. Let me pull up one real quick.
I don't know. This is what I use, Marcella.
Can you
Yeah,
see it, Marcelo?
yeah, I see. Is that the
I use,
birds?
yeah, it's a little Care Bear.
Okay.
Uh, I can't remember the story behind it, but that's what I use. And you write a story, about how this affected your journey through CPE, whatever symbol you choose, a bowl, uh, a cross, whatever it was that, you know, reminded you of your journey that you've been on.
Okay.
And what I remember, Marcelo, when Lisa shared the Care Bear, she talked about when she ordered it, she didn't know it was that small.
Oh yes.
And go ahead, finish it now that I've jogged your memory.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it was this small, and it reminded me of CPE. It's different than what I expected. It's I don't know why I can't remember the story, but it's the CPE journey is different than what I expected. And you can't something like about you can't always put your hopes and dreams in something and think it's going to be one way and it's going to be another way, something. That's what I
Mhm.
felt about CPE. I thought it would be one way, but it turned out being something better than what I could have thought about.
And so
Something like that.
no, that was it. That was excellent.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was your symbol. Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was very good. So another example of a symbol, because you might not have a physical object, you might have a picture of something. So I remember my CPE journey was like a big labyrinth. So
Oh,
I might have an image of a labyrinth. And I started out going different ways on a path, steady, taking my time, and I never knew what was going to be on the other side of a turn, but I felt like I was on a journey. So
Mm,
that's a labyrinth. It could be a phoenix, it could be whatever. You can you think about your journey through the unit and what image or symbol, that's what a symbol or image is, comes to mind. So she had the Care Bear, other people have other things, and you will have something unique to you. And you'll need to, just like Lisa just did, you'll need to explain that to us. You'll tell us why that's a symbol for you.
okay.
And then you'll do that before the board, like graduation day, and everyone else that's in CPE. So you'll come before the big group.
Okay.
And each person gets, how long would you say? You get about a minute or two?
yeah, it's only a couple of minutes. You got to go quick.
Yeah, you got to go real quick. And everybody goes.
Okay. What time is the um graduation?
Okay, so we're on the same time zones. 1 p.m.
Okay.
And then after the graduation, they do an exit interview, which takes about an hour. Lisa, can you tell Marcelo a little about the exit interview?
I I'm sorry, but I have blocked it out. Some for some I don't know. I can't remember anything about that last class. I don't know if I was ready to get it over with or what, but I'm sorry, Marcelo. It was
It's okay.
terrible.
Over.
So the exit interview will be with the entire group, and the board may break into smaller groups. It depends on the size. And they ask you questions about your CPE experience. And it's
Oh,
very important because it evaluates the program, and the board looks at that. And then as educators in the program, we have to figure out, well, how can we make adjustments to address this concern? What's our response? And Marcelo and Lisa, it's a part of my evaluation. So what you put in there is very important. It's going to be listened to, and my training educator will go, oh, Donna is this. Well, we're going to have to work with that. Okay. So it's not punitive, it's constructive to help me become a better educator.
Okay.
So don't leave. So you'll be there from 1 to 3, and then that'll be it on the 14th, Wednesday, May 14th, virtual, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
And
Okay.
that's 3 p.m. for me or 3 p.m. for me? No,
Three to
right?
five.
3 to 5 for you,
Okay, gotcha.
one to
Thank
three
you.
for us. Yes,
Okay,
very good.
3 to 5.
You got it. And so I keep uh, I keep going back to the evaluation form because I I just want to make sure that you get it. Now I did email this to you, so that's the good news. You have this in your email. And all this information is filled in. This is on
Mm-hmm.
your email. It's all filled in.
Mm-hmm.
One or
Okay.
two paragraphs for your symbol. Then you pull out your learning contract that you had in the very beginning and you presented it and address each of those learning goals separately. So you copy them and paste them into here. And then you say, I have addressed this learning goal in the following way. Or I have not addressed this learning goal. I'm going to be still needing to work on it. Just describe your progress in achieving your goals. So I guess you wouldn't say I've not addressed it. You might say I've begun to address it and I want to continue to work on it or whatever is appropriate. I don't have your contract in front of me.
Gotcha.
And so again, I put it in bold type. Each indicator, you go on using that tracking document, you got to cover each one. And the reason you have to cover each one is because you're evaluating. I have to do it for you as well. And and you don't want to skip any. You want to cover each one, even if it's not yet engaging. Some things you think you need improvement. Some things you know, I got this. Other things you go, not only do I have this, but I have it better than anybody else at the whole hospital. I
Oh,
exceed,
wow.
or I have this really, really well. I exceed expectations. Okay. I want to make sure there's nothing else on here. I think that's it. Yeah. And the part that is Lisa's favorite part, you reflect on your relationships at the end. So your relationships with the hospital, Father Amos, your relationship with your CPE group, all of us. Name each of your peers, just use their initials. And for each of them, what do you identify? A strength and a growing edge. Okay? So you put,
Growing edge is hard to do.
yeah, you would put my CEC, DA, her strength. She's phenomenal educator. Her growing edge, she talks too much. Whatever, okay? You want to make sure you identify a strength and a growing edge for everyone. Don't leave Lisa out. That's something. That's a growing edge for her.
It's
Okay.
hard to identify growing edges sometimes.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. You need some help right now?
Yes. With you, what's the growing edge?
Ah, I just gave you. I just gave you one. She's always repeating herself. She repeats too much. Okay. All right, Marcelo. Any other question? We
Nope.
know it's a little confusing because it's the first time you go through it, but each time it just gets easier.
Oh, okay.
And if Alice were here, I would say it's not busy work, Alice. It is inviting you to reflect in a really deep and meaningful way about your whole unit and really celebrate all your accomplishments. Acknowledge all your accomplishments. Get it? Okay? Because everyone, me included, has grown over the course of the unit. I know I have. My educator has told me, you're getting better, right? And I know you guys have. I've observed you getting better over the unit. So the final evaluation is not meant to be harsh or mean or difficult. It's meant to reflect on our growth and identify where we need to continue to work.
Yes.
But you will not get credit for the unit if you don't do it. So let me bring that home. You have to do it to get credit for the unit and move to the next unit. Okay? All
Okay.
right. So we've gone over the dates and the times and what's going to happen. And either May 2nd, we'll have all of our final evaluations, or potentially May 2nd, we'll have two of them and then one on May 9th. Who knows? Hopefully Lisa will be, hopefully Alice and Lisa both will be able to present, but you never know. Things come up. And then our last session will be May 9th. Okay. All right. No further questions. I can't wait to hear who wants to go first. Sharing the wonderful work you've been doing throughout the semester. And this is going to be an opportunity for me to tweak this particular exercise because I think it's a good exercise, but I get to hear from you what you've been doing. Lisa, you taking the screen, so you telling me, let me go first.
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Okay. Is
How's
it
it
big
for
enough?
you, Marcella?
It's okay, Marcella?
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you just want me to just read this, huh? Reverend?
Yes.
Okay. When I first began, I didn't know what to do, so I wrote prayers in my journal for others, including my CPE family. I asked God to help us build a cohesive relationship. I felt a little nervous and anxious about having this time. I lay on my sofa near a window and meditated. I was able to relax. The following week, I talked with God and prayed again and wrote down specific prayers. This was around the time I was experiencing pain. I was calling out to God, can't you see me? Where are you in the midst of my pain? And then my son, who has never intentionally seeks me out for prayer or scripture, was going through something and he sought my help. So I continued to seek God in prayer for him. And I went on a short walk. Sat on my porch and meditated. I prayed for each of my peers, including my educator, that God would meet every need and that where there was pain, God would bring healing. Today was a heavy session. I felt so anxious and beside myself that I took a walk and sat on my porch and meditated. I don't remember the session. That's what I wrote in my journal.
Excellent.
I felt overwhelmed, unsure if it was my life or something in the class. I lay on my sofa to relax and talk to God. This was a verbatim week, which always leaves me feeling exhausted. Um, and I think I just kind of sat in my chair at the desk. I didn't really do anything because sometimes the verbatims they kind of just pull a lot out of you and
Mhm.
can have you emotionally exhausted, you know. So
May I give
I,
you
I
some feedback right there?
uh-huh.
You said I didn't do anything productive. I
Mm-mm.
just sat and caught up on emails. Is that
On that's the next one. That was
okay?
the next.
So
Yeah.
this was a verbatim week, which always left me feeling exhausted.
Yeah, those are two separate ones, yeah.
Okay. So in that week where you left you feeling exhausted, what did you
Mhm.
do?
I just sat at my desk. I couldn't do anything. I was just so emotionally drained. I just sat and by that time I think we only had like 15 to 20 minutes or something. It was over with, you know.
So you just
And
sat still at your desk or you sat moving at your desk?
no, I would just sit looking out the window because could see everything out my windows.
Right.
Um, so I
So
just sat.
that's what you did. You
Okay.
sat still, but listen to this. For the trauma, right? Because it was a traumatic experience and you were exhausted and we don't even know
Mm,
fully what it was. Could have been the
mm,
first word out of somebody's mouth. You never know, right? Because
mm-hmm.
the brain took over and all you were exhausted with emotions. So you
Mm-hmm.
sat still, that's grounding, and you
Okay.
just looked outside the window and you looked at whatever you looked at. And that's bringing you out of just the emotional part of your brain and putting well, that's back here, and putting the cognitive part of your brain to work. So it isn't that you just did nothing, it's that
Okay.
you did nothing. You sat still, which
Okay.
is so powerful.
Okay. I'll put it down.
Beautiful. Keep going. These are great.
Um, on this one, it says that this one I didn't do anything. I just sat and caught up on emails.
Now, what do you
Um,
think about that?
um, I don't know. I was just like when it's a verbatim week, they're very hard for me because whatever it is, it pulls a lot out of me, and I don't know. It just leaves me feeling really I don't know. It just messes with my emotions, especially if I have to tell about something hard that's happened, and whatever happens with my patient, if it connected with
Right?
me, then or if it's happening to one of the group members, it kind of leaves me feeling really really rough. So I didn't do anything that I didn't like that week. I didn't do any. I didn't do anything. Like I said, I just sat there,
And caught up on
catching up.
emails.
Yeah, but I don't know. Verbatims are hard. That's all I can say. They're really tough for me.
Hmm. So
Um,
I'm affirming that when you say, I just sat and caught up on emails, you are thinking, you're
yeah.
emotionally exhausted. So you shift to your thinking brain and you're just
Mm-hmm.
going through and doing emails and you're letting yourself have a break from the
Mm-hmm.
exhaustive time that we have spent on all this emotional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear
It
that?
just yeah. It just feels like had been in a session of therapy. That's what it feels like.
Yes. And so you have to shift out. That's good self-care. That's good self-awareness. That's important to be aware of because when you're with somebody, first of all, for yourself, but also when you're with someone else, if you're in tune, they're not just twiddling their thumbs. They're not just doing nothing. They maybe are emotionally exhausted and they're focusing on something other than emotions because they just can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of our brain's response to what's going on. So when we do that, like when you ask the person, what do you think about this? And you're shifting them away from emotions. Or is there anything you're grateful for? You're shifting them to a different kind of thinking.
Mm.
It's cognitive, is what it's called, versus emotional.
Okay.
So, Lisa, when group is over,
Mm-hmm.
or when I have a list of 72,655 things to do, somewhere around in the middle of the list, I stop. And according to you, I do nothing. But what I'm doing, I I may play chess. Just somebody look at me and they're like, she over there playing a game on her phone. Well, it's true. I'm playing a game on my phone. But what I'm doing is giving myself a rest from all that emotional tension and stress so that I can restore and then do some more or move on to whatever's next. So it might look like I'm just playing a game,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really doing much more. It might look like you just sitting there catching up on emails doing nothing. Look at Lisa wasting time. No, no, you're instead practicing good self-care. Can you receive that?
I can receive it. Thank you.
How does
Mhm.
that feel?
Um, it feels better than just saying I wasn't productive, you know. Um, but I was productive because I was doing self-care.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm not ashamed to say I will play a video game. If I'm at home, I will go get on my
Mhm.
Xbox. I ain't even ashamed to say it. And I'll shoot up some stuff. And I'm not just playing a game. I'm turning off all this other stuff that's so heavy and hard and exhausting and emotional. And I'm taking it out on the aliens.
Right.
Good, very good. Keep going, please.
Um, I had a cup of tea and sat on my porch, just
Good.
look, you know, I love to sit on my porch. I love being outside, you know. Um, it just brings peace to me.
Wonderful.
Um, had lunch and just relaxed.
Good.
T Today I went outside and put up some yard ornaments and just
Oh,
walked
good.
outside to enjoy my yard. A well manicured lawn helps me feel at peace when I'm anxious, and I did feel a bit uneasy after this session.
Is awesome self-awareness. Yes, because it was a difficult session and you could just push it all down and be like, nope, it was really great. Give me a lollipop. Let's go. But no, you're like, no, I'm a little uneasy. And you did a
Mhm.
perfect response. You went and did something physical.
Yeah.
Come on, girl, this is awesome. Talk to me. What's going on? Stop your screen share. Check in right now. How
Okay.
are you right now? That was powerful.
Um, yeah, I'm feeling better, but I mean, these sessions, all of them are very hard for me. Because no matter what, it connects to something in my past. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it can leave me feeling a bit down, you know. But I knew that I had to get outside to get it out, you know, to change my space in order to change what I was feeling. Um,
Mhm.
and it did help. I mean, I went and bought the ornaments the other day. Then it rained all day yesterday, and I was like, well, I didn't get to do that. So I was able to go outside and put them up. And I was getting ready to start planting some flowers, and I was like, okay, you ain't got that much time, so I did. I left that to tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. So, but I feel a whole lot better.
Good.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah. So I'm thankful for the time because I needed that space. If we had kept going, it wouldn't have been good for me. I wouldn't have been able to focus, you know. So thank you for having that time in there for us because it's desperately needed.
Great. You're welcome.
Mhm.
Marcelo, any feedback for Lisa?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing with us. So all
Mhm.
very good and necessary. Uh, Go ahead in the accomplish what helps you to be well.
Hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Marcelo.
Thank you. Too.
Awesome. It's your turn, Marcelo.
Wait, let me share.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Thank you. And you want us to send it to you, right? Just
Yes,
to you?
ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
It says you're trying to screen
yeah.
share.
Do you see or not?
I don't see it yet. It says you're trying, but you haven't done it yet.
Okay, wait. Okay, gotcha. Let me see. Mm.
There you are.
You see,
All right. Yes, we do.
this is a good size.
Yes, it is.
Okay, emotional self-care. We have three points. Physical self-care. spiritual self-care and relation self-care. The number one is maintain consistent
Mhm.
sleep, nutrition, and exercise habits. Taking break during the intensive clinical days, attending a medical appointment, and monitoring physical health. For example, in the first one, um, I need um, I'm going to my bed around the 9 p.m. because I have meeting Tuesday to Friday 5 a.m. in the
Wow.
morning. I have to I call to the more benediction. I connect to the Facebook time with the members to the church,
Ah,
10 or 12 members. We have time for pray. So it's very important to me. Um, Sleep uh, early, 9. So and not always, but in some time it's difficult because we have 4 childrens, and sometimes I need driving long distance for my son.
mhm.
So the nutrition, this is complicated for me because I don't have discipline to eat. So
Okay.
my wife is preparing to the food, but in this particular case, I stay in Fresno for 2 days. So I drive into my home to Fresno. I stay in Fresno. I eat irregular times because uh, I cooking, but this different for my wife cooking.
Right.
You know this. So the exercise habits. My plan is walking every day 10,000 steps. Is around the 5 miles. So I check my phone in the 8 or 9. I see I need walk 10 more minutes or so, but my goal is every day 10,000 steps. So taking break during the intensive clinical days. So the Father Amos in the hospital told me, do you need visit 15 patients? But in the first week, I stay with other chaplains. I asked to the chaplains, so what is the regular normal day do you visit in your um, floor? So the chaplain said 7, 8. This depend. It's depend, but usually 7, 8. So, but um, in some days is a lot of visit, but usually is 7 or 8. So the 2 last week I visit less 10 or 12, 10 or 12, no 15 because I'm tired. Um, so I take my breaks in the hospital. I say to the father, Father, I have breaks in these times. He say, oh, okay, it's fine.
What do you do during the break?
Excuse me.
What do you do during the break when you take that break at the hospital?
Okay, I stay outside to the I went space to the hospital, outside to the hospital,
Okay.
and I only no sleeping, but I and reflection. I close my eyes and stay only in this
Okay. All right.
relaxing time.
Okay.
So the other is attending medical appointment and monitoring physical health. So I attend uh, um, with my doctor. Is no regularly, but once a year I call to my doc. It's the same doctor,
Mm-hmm.
so I check everything. But usually I don't call to the doctor for a little issues.
Mm-hmm.
I call it and explain, but she sent to my prescription to the pharmacy. I don't
Okay.
attend to the doctor.
Okay.
Spiritual self-care, engaging in prayer, meditation, worship, and other grounding spiritual practice. So um, I select to um, one book, for example, once a month, I select one book.
Okay.
Now, usually it's a devotionals book.
Okay.
So I have meditation. Uh, m- my wife is connect with the meditation group Mondays. He has the program implant to the program to the church too.
Okay.
Do you know the Taizé? Taizé? Taizé?
Tice. Oh,
Taizé?
Tizay.
Taizé. Uh-huh.
Tizay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we stay to the Taizé for meditation and the music.
Yes.
This is relaxing for me and help me
Very
for this
good.
meditation.
Tizay. Very good.
That's it, yeah. Finding mending and purpose in challenging and courage. So I try um to practice when and online to um English in English.
Ah, yes.
So for pronunciation,
Yes.
and so this is help me in a spiritual circle connection with my faith community or spiritual director. Um, in this area, we have the circuit meeting with the other pastors. So we connect them uh, twice a month. One is online and one is presential. So we have fellowship. We talking about to the we pray together for different um, situation, the personal situation. Mhm.
Very good.
Okay, the number three, relation self-care, maintain contact with me, supporting friend and family. This is very important to me. So we programming uh, when my brothers uh,
Mm-hmm.
once a year, 3 or 3 days stay together. So in fellowship, eat. So and one time my brother is come with me in California, and one time I'm going to Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico. We stay together.
Awesome.
Seeking our mentor or trusted college for uh, give
Guidance. Hmm.
guidance. So we have two person. Um, the mentor we ask about to my emotional, spiritual, so my challenge, my goals. This person is one Korean person. He is missionary in Spain. So we have very we have made it in the 6 a.m. because the Spain is
Oh, the
in
time
good.
difference.
Yeah, the time is different.
Yes.
So he helped me with the situation. The other is my one teacher, the seminary. I connect
Ah,
him.
okay.
Yeah. So he live in Mexico, in Monterrey, Mexico. So I talking with him about the.
Very good. Is the colleague in Spain Catholic?
No, he's
Oh,
Lutheran, Lutheran,
Lutheran.
Lutheran, Lutheran.
That's
Yeah.
great. Okay.
The other is a Methodist, Methodist.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last one, I practice clear communication and seeking feedback.
Who do you communicate with clearly?
Okay. Let me communicate. So I don't know the clear, but I
Okay.
try to communicate. You know. So sometimes I say to the meetings in English, you understand me? Oh yeah. Oh okay. I
Your communication is good, Marcella. I'm just
thank
teasing.
you, thank you. So I have meetings with my DS. She's Anglo. She is say uh, I want to know this very clear about to this point. Okay, so because the language is difficult or different,
Yes.
so but I in the process to learning.
Very good. These are all good, very good practices. Now, I noticed that you do them at all different times.
Mhm.
And we have time every Friday that I call, what do I call it, Lisa? Why am I asking you? You already told me you can't remember nothing. Whatever I call that thing, whatever I call it, you know what I'm talking about. So do
Summary,
you,
summary of self-care.
thank you.
I was I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So some of these things you do during that time. Okay, very good. So this is some good stuff. How are you feeling about all this?
Whew. Do you know for this unit, for that's my first unit, but I'm very tired with
Mm,
homeworks and meetings. I because I program in every week, so I need visit, I need call, I need check my email. Oh, I have meeting Friday, so it's part to the process, it's part to the unit. But I'm tired. I'm tired. So my wife say, why don't continue to the second unit in summer? I say, I'm tired, but the Reverend Joseph say, no. Yeah, I am tired because I I have the pause. Yeah, I return to September.
okay.
Yeah.
So can you share more about that in IPG? We would like to hear more about that. I love that. I'm tired.
Okay.
Lisa, go
Mhm.
ahead.
Yeah, yeah, because uh when when I finish uh today, for example, 3, when I finish,
Yes.
I eat and sleep 45 minutes, and I have children's program afternoon and Friday
At the church.
and the church. So in one mission church. So Saturday I have children's program another church. They are 10 to 12. Eh, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have weddings, and sometimes it's free. But on Sunday, we have two service.
Hmm.
And tomorrow, I driving to San Diego for pick up by my son.
Wow. When is your family time? Is that on your schedule, family time?
Um, so usually during the week we don't have. Usually I take in July 3 weeks. I take 3 Sunday off, but we stay off around the 4 weeks.
Okay.
This is for I stay with the mother-in-law, but this is disconnect for everything.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So this is my schedule because I said to the
Right.
yeah, I ain't change my schedule because we have.
Right. You do a lot of driving, so I'm glad to see how you're thinking about your self-care, the
Mhm.
mental, the spiritual, the physical, the relational. That's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate precision
Appreciate.
appreciate your teaching, your time, your support, Donna and Lisa, Alice too. For I think it's difficult for you say, oh, I understand to Marcelo say, you know, it's complicated, but thank you so much.
As long as you communicate. Good. Lisa, you have any thoughts for Marcella?
I'm just happy that he's advocating for himself, especially at the hospital, and he has all those patients, and he tells um
Site
the chaplain,
supervisor.
direct site supervisor that I need a break. I gotta have a break. Most people are like, oh, just suck it up, but when you get to that point, you need a break. I'm glad that you advocate for yourself and take your breaks. Because this is being a pastor in itself is very exhausting, and now you're at the hospital doing that, and that's exhausting too. And then you got a family. So yeah, take care of yourself as much as you can.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we appreciate you,
Yes.
Marcelo. We really do.
Thank
Learned a lot from you.
thank you.
This is excellent, guys. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, some feedback on how to adjust, or if I should adjust this particular part of the curriculum would be helpful. Marcelo, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage because you haven't been through a curriculum without it.
Mhm.
But Lisa has. So I welcome any feedback, should any thoughts you have about the self-care practice session.
Mhm.
I like it because I found it kind of hard when we just like took 7 minutes or 5 minutes here and stuff like that. That was very hard. Especially if you came off of a hard session. You know, this gives us a break, gives us time to get our mind together. Um, we can, because when you're mentally exhausted, you just don't want to think. You don't want to hear nothing else. You don't want to like, you know. But this gives to me it gives us a good break, and we can gather ourselves and be refreshed and come back to do the next part of the journey. So I like it.
Okay. Some of those times you come back after a 5 minute break. Now I know what I saw when I would look at you. You had your coat over your head. You didn't literally, but emotionally you did, and you withdrew. And so now it's helpful to hear, hey, I was exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I came
Yeah.
back physically, but not emotionally.
Mm-mm.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. We're at the end of the journey. Would you come back in 10 minutes and let's have our IPG and we'll be done for the day.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Just 10. All right.
Yep.
All righty, we are all back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm gonna remember to email as soon as we finish the PowerPoint to you.
Thank you.
And it's IPG.
Can I ask a question about the next class?
Jump on in.
Um, when will you have a syllabus ready for that? Will that not be till like after the orientation?
No, I'm working on it this weekend.
Okay, okay,
So
sounds good.
I'm gonna try to have it done this weekend, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep,
Sounds good. Thank you.
you're welcome.
IPG, what is it? IPG or what is it we're doing? Uh,
You made me forget. Yes, IPG. I had to look. Yes, this is our IPG session. Do you remember what it stands for?
um, mm-mm. Interpersonal something or no? I don't know. I always have to look it up.
I ask you any question that starts with, do you
You
remember?
know,
I mean,
don't better. Please don't
yes,
depend on.
I think it is interpersonal group. Thank you. Or interprocessing group or something. But it's that time for us to talk about whatever we need to talk about. What's happening with us, how we are right now, what's on our minds.
Well, I just want to share for a few minutes. The guy who did that to my mom and my siblings, they decided to settle with him. The not us. I guess the courts got tired of him, because he just kept, delaying and delaying and delaying. So they gave him what is it called? They gave him a plea deal or whatever. So he gets 10 years, but he's already served 5, so he's only going to serve 5 more years, which it should be more. But so they were supposed to send him Monday. I hadn't heard anything else about it, except the DA did call my sister and tell him that Chad is, that's his name, Chad. He is continuing to make wild accusations about the family, and he's called so many people in the community and different, just to try to get them to drop the charges. And so he's just continuing to do that, kind of deal. And it's just ugh, exhausting. But
Wow.
my mom's at peace with him getting the 5 years. She's just like, I'm done with it. So
It's another 5 years before he'll get out, with no chance of getting out earlier.
that's what they said. So, but I don't quite believe it, but we'll see. Yeah, you know. So yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Just that's going on. And I guess as long as they have peace, I have peace. If they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. Cause
Are you mute?
Your audio, you hit your mute by mistake.
I'm sorry. It didn't physically happen to me, so if they're okay, I'll have to be okay with it as well.
Okay. It definitely emotionally and spiritually happened to you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's just time to move in a different direction with it, emotionally. Get past it and um, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So if he would stop contacting the family in some type of way, it would be great. But he finds a way to do it no matter what. He's called all kind of people and said all kind of crazy stuff that didn't, just lies and stuff, just crazy stuff. Uh if he would stop that, that'd be great. But somehow he'll get to somebody else's address, then they'll mail mail it to us or call us or say, it's craziness.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah,
Because he's family too.
yeah. First cousin.
Wow. First cousin. Oh my goodness.
Mm,
I knew cousin. I didn't realize first. Yeah.
yeah. And I helped take care of him when he was a little boy. I used to buy him clothes and take care of him because his mom did not take good care of him. And I, had him all the time when I had my nephew and stuff. Um, you know,
Yeah.
you never know how people gonna turn out. You never know.
You never
But I knew
know.
because of some of the trauma and stuff he experienced in his own life that his life was not gonna be good. So, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I look at his picture sometime as a little boy and I'm like, how did you do these things?
Mhm.
How did you turn out like this?
Mhm.
Sometimes you just don't get answers. You just have to be good with it. You don't get
Mhm.
answers. It's just what it is. So I'm finished claiming time and thank you for listening.
Thank you. May I ask you a question about it?
Hmm. Yeah.
Where does that land in your body?
In my chest, it kind of everything mostly sometimes lands there and it's like I'm holding my breath, and it's there. That's where it is. You know, just can't, that's where I feel it all up in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I find myself not breathing properly, just kind of tight. Yeah.
Yeah. Can imagine. That's good self-awareness.
Yeah. But I appreciate it.
If I were um, with you as a patient, physically in your presence, and you were my patient, and I was your chaplain, I would invite you to do a breathing exercise. You might say, "No, get out of my room, chaplain." But if not, I would invite you to do a guided meditation or like um, muscle relaxation, where you inhale, tense a muscle, then you exhale and relax the muscle. And they're on YouTube. They're called progressive muscle relaxation meditation,
Okay.
and emphasize the breathing. Yeah, progressive muscle breathing meditation.
Okay. I'll try that.
Because I also noticed when you were sharing, your shoulders were up like this. It's,
Yeah.
this is
I feel
tough.
tense. I feel tense all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
tough. Take a deep breath with me and Marcelo right now. Take a deep breath. Inhale deeply and exhale. When you do that exhale, you want to exhale longer than you inhale. So inhale to the count of three. Inhale. One, two, three. Hold it. Exhale. Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Yeah, it makes a difference to exhale twice as long as you inhale. It gets your vagus nerve working, which can help relieve some stress. So I might do that as an icebreaker for our group, one of those breathing meditations.
Yeah.
Lisa, this has been quite a journey.
It
Wow.
has been. Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes do you ever wonder like why? do all these things happen to me or my family? But at the same time, you get through it and you get past it, you know. But in the moment, you're like, just another thing, you know. But at the end of the day, God always brings you through on the other side. You think that I can't handle all this pain, but at the end of the day, you can. You're resilient, you're strong, and you can do it. You know,
Mhm.
you can do it.
Is that where you are now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think so. But just talking about it kind of gets you, you know. But yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So part of our trauma-informed response is to acknowledge that you have said, that's it, I'm done talking about it. And not to push you to try to say more, because that would not be trauma-informed, that would be trauma-insensitive. So
Mm.
creating this safe space, because you've already acknowledged that by sharing. I acknowledge this is tough and that you have said, that's it. That's all I want to share right now. And I received that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Well,
Marcelo, what's on your mind right now?
Huh. Um, I share with the Lisa. I have learning that there are things we cannot control humanly, uh, but God can. You know. Yeah.
thank you, Marcella. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Can't control humanity, but God can.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
No, no. Thank you too. Let me see. So I have one announce. So for Lisa, do you see my text or not? I share. No, no, in the chat.
He
Oh, in
means
the chat.
that.
In the chat. So
Mm-mm.
We
oh,
don't
It's not
see
in
it.
there.
It's not
no,
it.
because okay, because we put in the chat when the I have when do I leave? I think the
Right.
oh, okay. So okay, I put that like here. Lisa, someone donate $100 for your next unit.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's nice. That's very kind.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
And you're not coming back the next unit, are you?
No, no. I
I
rest
kind
in
of
the
said when I didn't see your name.
yeah, because
Yeah.
in this place in es Durango, Mexico, is very close to the beach. Como
Mm.
uh 2 hours in the half.
Oh, okay.
So we visit to the beach, but this beach, the Mazatlan, Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
good. It's good.
Okay. Well, we're gonna miss you.
Thank you. I pray for you in the beach. When
Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the beach.
when my big cocoa in my
Oh,
glasses.
you're gonna have a coconut with water? You're just gonna drink water?
Nice. I hope you relax and enjoy your family.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do
Looking
you
forward to
know?
hearing about that.
Do you know we planning all family, the nuclear family at 10,
Mm-hmm.
but my son, my three son, don't go with us. He stay
Mm-hmm.
with the family in Durango. So only my wife and my daughter stay. Mm,
Okay, cool.
It's cheap because the other kids don't go with
Oh
us.
no. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
nice. Well, I
nice.
hope you have a good time.
Yeah, thank you. Is your last unit the summer, Lisa? No? Oh.
Um, I'll be back in I'll be back in January. I'll do
Oh,
the summer and I have to skip September because I have papers to write for full connection.
oh, I see.
Um, yeah,
Right.
so I'll be back in January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So hopefully I'll see you in January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Do
It's
you have,
always said, go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, please go, Lisa.
Oh, I just said it's always said, I don't know, when um I have separation anxiety when people leave. But it's always sad when people leave, you know. Even though we just connected through this way, it's still hard for me when people leave
Mhm.
because you know you feel that bond and that connection. But you know that I mean I understand why you have to not go. You know, we'll miss you. I'm just saying I really will miss you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reverend.
No, 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 you were fine. I was just curious, Marcelo, do you have connection papers to write?
Connection paper?
Yeah, part of your ordination or anything? Do you have?
No, no. In my case, in Mexico, uh, in Mexico, the Methodist Church is go to the seminar for 4 years.
Oh,
This is equivalent to for US this bachelor in theology.
okay,
But in Mexico is no is master, but is um li- licenciatura is AA degree. I'm not
okay,
sure. But when I finished to the seminary in Methodist Church in Mexico, we study other 4 years when appointment. So I received my ordination in Mexico
okay,
Mm,
with my wife. So when I come to US for invitation, I come into the other denomination. It's because Methodist Church in Mexico is
oh,
independent to the UMC.
okay,
So I coming with the other denomination.
okay.
So I study here in Claremont,
Yes,
to uh polity politic discipline,
mm,
two course, and we receive no ordination but approve my ordination.
okay.
So it's
mm-hmm.
very easy, very easy.
Transition.
The transition, yeah. But and last year I finished my master in divinity in Fuller.
Good for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay.
You're okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's already an elder now.
Hmm.
Got it. You're already an elder. Okay. Because
Yeah.
you transitioned in as an elder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He just had to take classes, just the polity and I
Dis-
forgot the other one. Discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. That's what they usually do.
So, but the the discipline, the book discipline is good, but the any conference support to the discipline. You understand the mean?
The annual conference supports the discipline?
No, no, no. O sea, the discipline say the rules,
Yes.
but the conference don't follow to the rules.
Oh,
Huh? You mean in California or Mexico?
No, and
both.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
And so
because
I can see that in some areas. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is the leadership is
Mm-hmm.
leadership say, okay, this is change rules, change situation,
Yeah.
Okay, then I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
How are you managing that?
Mm. So this is the big point because I preparing to the letters. I send to the DS and cabinet. If the cabinet don't respond me.
Mm.
So because in the past I have the problem with the Anglo pastor,
Mm.
the local church. We stay in the same building, but he did talk with me one in one meeting said, "Oh, this church don't like more Hispanic ministry in this building." He say, I'm saying, Okay, so call to the DS, explain to the DS your point." But the Hispanic group and we don't have place. I'm looking around to the city for rent space to in other churches for rent space. So for 10 years, I am Methodist Church, Hispanic Methodist Church, rent and uh, Lutheran Church. So and sometimes the bishop and cabinet put pictures and I support to migrant, I support to um, other ethnic. So I put and I respond, okay, so why don't support us? And I put, do you know um, the UMC say open minds, open doors, open heart.
Yes.
So I put
Mm-hmm.
this slogan. Yeah, I put no in Porterville because I stayed in Porterville. So we have for this situation, I have a lot of problem with the bishop. So
Mm.
in the past, I stay full time. He say, okay, you stay part time, only part time, because uh, you is the problem pastors. So I say, okay, okay.
You're the problem?
Yeah, because I am the problem pastor. He say I am the pastor, very conflicted pastor, um, because I say, okay, what happened with this church? Because in this city we have three churches, two Anglo churches and one Hispanic churches, but we don't have place. So I received invitation for the two leadership churches, Anglo churches. So you can come, only the kids in youth come in our place Sundays for the program, but you stay in other place when when your congregation. You understand?
Wow.
Mm,
So if this is the big trauma for the members of our church. Is it, oh,
Yeah.
Pastor, are you Methodist? This church is Methodist, but we don't have a space in two Methodist churches. So I send the letters to I take two bishops, but we have the new bishop. I am chair of the Hispanic ministry. I explain to the new bishop m- my situation. And she say, what? So you return to the one building, the Poro. So, okay, you send the letter or send to the DS because we don't have a space in these areas, in these churches.
Hmm.
So the bishop and the new DS talking about with the one Anglo church, and I return. I return to the one church. But suppose California is very open mind, but it's not real.
Wow. So that's why you say no, it's not open hearts, open minds,
mm-mm.
Yes,
open church.
yes.
Wow. Wow, I'm so sorry, Marcelo.
Yeah.
That is a trauma
I
for that whole community
Yeah,
Mm,
and for
mm.
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really tough, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those is complicated because I received call to the Hispanic pastor for use or stay with Anglo churches. We have a lot of meetings about to the support to these small churches or small ministries. It's very complicated.
Is it really a small ministry?
Uh, mine or the other churches?
Yours.
We have um 65 10 to the church every Sunday, but we have kids, youth, and adults. So the first generation is speak only Spanish. The youth in kids is as bilingual or English. So
So you have a growing congregation. 65 is not
yeah,
That's
small.
big.
It's
yeah, but
Big.
I
bigger than
started I started with the zero.
wow.
Yeah, we start the zero. So when I coming here, I talking with the Anglo pastor. Okay, what is the plan? What is your plan? Is the pastor Anglo said, I don't have plan. You come here for a start. So I attend to the Anglo of I attend to the Anglo service. Um, my wife and I, we attend to the Anglo service. The pastor say, okay, Marcelo, you pick up the offering. My wife is Corazon. You say, welcome everyone. That's it. In the program.
The
So
order
I
of
did
worship?
1 month, 2 months. I talk with the pastor. Pastor, I don't come in here for participate only in the offering. So I want to start the Hispanic ministry. So I need one space, one room is available. I need chairs, 20 chairs, and I need the space. So uh, the church provide one space, and my wife and I go outside to the streets,
Yeah.
flyers. It's, we invite to the church for in Spanish. We have informal service, only talk and pray. So we invite people. So now we have the regular service in in Spanish, but the kids and youth have to Sunday school in English. In English. Yeah. So in other church we have around the 30 people in
Wow.
other town. It's in
Mhm.
Tulare County.
Yeah.
Anglo church. The DA said, "Do you can go to this place?" Yeah, I said yes, but we have meet first with the Anglo church about to the this new ministry. Um, so we started this new project. Now we have 30 people.
Wow. How
Yeah.
That's
many
good,
members in
Marcelo.
the Anglo church?
Excuse me?
How large is the Anglo church?
The the first or second church.
Both of them.
Okay. The first church era the 300,
Okay.
but with this situation with the global Methodists
Hmm.
spread out,
Right.
the pastor, the Anglo pastor planning to the split out,
Right.
but the conference say, okay, you pay to the building, you go, but it's a lot of money. So the church don't move. Now is 15 Anglo. The other Anglo people is left.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now that's a small church.
Yeah, this is more church. This is more church. If the other church in Tulare is around to the 80,
Okay.
80. Yeah,
Hmm. Church politics. Wow.
yeah, it's complicated.
It's what did somebody say? You can't control humanity, but God can.
Mm.
The church is a reflection of humanity often more than Christ.
Yeah, for example, the both pastors say, "Oh, we stay together for the service." Okay, the service is in Spanish or in English? No, 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 in English. Okay, so the first generation don't understand to the English.
Right.
So what is the best way to stay together? Okay, so we read in English and Spanish and the uh, verse to the Bible. We stay bilingual to the music. So the in English service is very professional. No? To the Hispanic is for example, I don't have in one service I have one person the the play to the piano and the other we don't have leader the music. I put YouTube songs,
Yeah.
project to the songs. And sometimes the internet no work, Oh, it's it's part to the so it's different. It's different.
Mm.
So the Anglo tour started 9 a.m. So the people is coming 9:20, 9:30, you know?
Right.
So
Mhm.
it's
Yep, we know.
complicated.
Yeah, it's cultural differences
Yeah,
too.
it's cultural. So other problem, we don't have treasure. Treasure for the count the money.
Mhm. Treasure.
Oh,
Treasure.
treasure. Got
Treasure.
it.
So I say, okay, we select two person for the pick up the money, count the money, because I am pastor, I don't pick up the money. So the Anglo come with the box. So he pick the Anglo is pick up the money. If this money is for general fund, but for the next year and the financial, the Anglo Church don't put any penny for Hispanic ministry.
Okay, am I understanding when they did their budget, they take your offering into a general fund, but when
Yeah,
they did their budget, they did not budget funds for
for
your congregation.
for Hispanic for no for program for support my mileage or
Yeah.
professional expensive any. So I sent to the letter to the DS. Hey, when one Hispanic family have problem, this family call me. I visit this family. I attend this family. This family put your offering in the church, but this money is for support program and salary for the Anglo church. What happened? So the DS is tried for um this year to the change to
Wow.
change because s- the people say, hey, pastor, we don't have money for every so because we have BBS, we buy to the materials, food, so we don't have money for BBS, we don't have money
Wow.
for any. So I say to the people, we invite to the speaker. So we need put extra for invite to the speaker for different.
Is this unusual or is this common experience?
Yeah, it's so I received the letter, the Anglo churches. I want to the Hispanic ministry with us.
They do. If
So
you're gonna take the offering.
no, yeah, yeah, because I am chair of the Hispanic ministry.
Right.
Okay. I sent to the request, um, do you have money for support one light leader or pastor? Do you have money for program for Hispanic ministry? So is I have the list. So the Anglo church say, "Oh, okay, let me thinking about it because it's not ready for support uh other ministries."
So that's why you're the problem pastor.
Yes. Yeah,
He's the pastor that speaks up.
yeah, I say to the new bishop, Bishop, I concern about my situation. In this conference, I am the problem pastor because I share the justice for this situation. I put this point. So the bishop said, "Are you okay? Any problem, any concern? Let me let me know." Oh, perfect, perfect. So
Hmm. Wow.
mhm.
Yeah.
Is someone requiring CPE or you're just doing it on your own?
um, I think uh, 6 years ago, I'm visit to the hospital. Yeah, I asked to the program.
Okay.
Uh, I think we meet with the Reverend Joseph.
Yes. Okay.
The Reverend Joseph say, "Do you have master degree?" I say no, but my plan is take to the CPE. When I finish my CPE, I started to the master master degree. Eh, Joseph said, "No, no, no. You need first study master degree. When you finish, you come back." So the COVID is started the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent to the letter to the bishop. I want to study to the master in divinity. The bishop said, "No, you am focus in your church." Ah, okay. But I have time. I work it half time. My other half time, I'm free. I decide to continue to the master,
Good for you.
but I'm paying for my master. I don't apply to the conference or anything. I paid for my master. I'm finished my master. I return to the hospital. I sent to the email to the Reverend Joseph. He
Yeah.
so my other option is in the future because I am the pastor problem. Um, I working with the chaplain. Attend to the local church.
Wow.
This is one option in the future. Yeah.
That feels stressful.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I see the difference. For example, um when one Anglo pastor, the church is declined, the DS working working hard for support this pastor for the salary.
Salary. Okay.
So when in my situation is the same to the DS we move to support me, but not because I am the problem pastor, you know? So I need around the 150 members for support my salary for full time because the Hispanic people in this area is field workers,
Right, right.
you know? So the conference have the money for support me for my full time, but uh, is is no equal opportunities, equal supporting. So it
Yeah.
the point the point is is because I express my thinking.
Mhm.
This is the problem. Yeah, I say to the other TS, oh, I think it's for my context because I am a Hispanic pastor. No, 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 no. Yes, I know. I know.
Mm,
Wow.
For, for my color, but I understand. I understand
mm,
the the institutional races.
Institutional racism.
Races. Yes, yes. No, 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 no. This is equal for everything. Yes, no, no, no. I know.
mm.
So this is
Do some
the big,
breathing.
yeah, this is the big point. Yeah,
Wow.
That's a lot.
That really
And
is.
it's and I can agree with you. It is definitely
yeah.
it's a difference between how they do Anglo and brown people and black people.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow, Marcelo, thank you for sharing that. That is,
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
that's an
So,
additional load of stress.
Mm.
okay, in the future, I don't say, I don't, um, the other person comment, uh, Marcelo is, chaplain problem.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't, but this is calling you the problem pastor is like who's the civil right activist who said sometimes you got to get into good trouble? This
Mm-hmm.
is good trouble because you're raising their consciousness, but it might not change their action.
Yeah.
Wow. May I ask you a question about your summer travel?
Yeah, sure.
Are you at all concerned about going in and out of Mexico and having any problems returning or anything like that?
No, no, because I am citizen. Uh, I have um na nationalities. I have passport to Mexico and passport to US. Yeah, I don't have any problem.
I'm glad you are confident that the current political climate makes me nervous about traveling out of the country as a Black or brown person.
Yeah. So usually I come here with the special visa is
Mhm.
R1. It's a
Yeah,
religious visa.
right,
So when this visa is only for 3 years.
right,
So when we come to to this visa for the 3 years, one person to the migration come to the church. We have meet with the uh, two Anglo pastors, my wife, superintendent, and me. He evaluate to the our job. If this person say, "Oh, do you need working more for Corazon, my wife, and for Marcelo? Because we need this person in this area." So, but the big recommendation for the migration is both need full-time salary. So we receive one salary for both. But this is not important for us because we have the heart for serve to our community.
right,
But we looking in this moment. Uh, I receive uh, we working full time, but we receive part time salary.
right,
So when recommendation for the migration, this is we receive both full time salary for the next step, for the change status to the religion visa for a resident.
right,
We apply for resident. We receive both full time for next 2 years. When I stay here for 5 years, we change our status for citizen. We study, my wife study first. In the next year we study for the process for the citizen.
yeah,
So both is as a citizen. Uh, my we have four, two born in Mexico,
mm,
but this is the minor uh, receive automatic to to the citizen.
okay.
So the other two is born here in California. So
The two boys,
the
where
first two boys is born to Mexico.
and they don't want to go to the beach in Mexico.
No, no. So it's very easy to um for going back. It's easy. The complicate is to the situation in Mexico. Is the
Yeah,
danger no in all Mexico, but in some parts
in
is
some parts of
danger. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's really what I was referring to, that complicated part.
Yeah, usually I drive into the day, no in the night,
Wow.
because the the people look into the plate,
Right,
California, Texas.
right,
So it's a hey for money or for
right.
So I drive into
In the daytime.
early in the morning 6 a.m. When it's 5, I stay in the hotel. I wait for the other day.
For another day.
Yeah, yeah.
That institutional racism that you have to constantly be aware of, That's one of those adverse experiences that contribute to trauma and stress.
Mm.
So I appreciate that you know how to navigate it and you are comfortable
Mhm.
with doing it. Just talking about it,
Mhm.
I'm getting nervous and anxious because it seems like it's not safe. When you said your car broke down, I was praying for you and that car because it feels so vulnerable.
Mhm.
You know, we talk about, in my culture, we talk about driving while black and that anything can happen to you. And having a driver's license and insurance and the title to the car and none of that, and citizenship and all of that, none of that matters. So I'm glad that you are, you have strategy and you're comfortable
Mhm.
and navigating that. And I want to know if comfortable might not be the right word, but you know how to navigate that.
Yeah.
So the church is complicated.
The
Person's
unit is
family is
complicated.
complicated. The unit is complicated. Hospital's complicated.
Everything is complicated.
Everything's complicated. And yet you are here, and I'm so glad you are. And I too am glad you're coming back after the summer.
Yeah, thank you. So when I finish to the 4 units, I um I take a lot of traumas.
Yes, yes. And, you know, I'm not going to preach, and I realize we're approaching our end time. It strikes me so much like God that in the midst of all that you are managing,
Mhm.
your community could be so generous to people they don't even know in terms of Lisa and Alice and help them on their way.
Yeah.
That is so
Thank
Christ.
you again. Thank
Yeah,
you again for that. That was wonderful and it was generous, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
I want to go tell all the Anglo churches.
Yeah.
You won't even do right. And here's a congregation doing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, I'm full. Phew. Thank you guys.
No,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now, Marcella?
I'm very well. I'm
Good.
I'm very happy because this is the opportunity for me for learning, for preparing myself for serve others.
Yeah. And you're already doing it. You're just
Mm.
getting better and better. Thank you both of you.
Thanks.
Whew. Would you like to stop here? It's
Woo.
right on time, too. It's right to the minute. Wow. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths and then I'm going to send you that PowerPoint. And thank you so much for sharing, both
No,
of you. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you,
Thank
Dana.